just obviously about the fight, about this Mayweather and McGregor fight. They talk about my fight, and what I did and everything. But mainly about the fight. What's it like? Have I seen anything like this? And I mean, I was here for the Mayweather Pacquiao, but I was just here for the day of the event, like 2 hours before the fight, and then we drove her back. I actually, that day I had a Cinco de Mayo festival in Moreno Valley.
I remember that.
So
a parade.
I had a parade out there, so I took a flight from Ontario, like at 2 or 1 p.m. Just flew in, got in, showered, got ready to go to the fight, and then next morning just flew out. So I didn't experience none of this. I didn't know what the build-up was for that fight, but I mean, it's getting crazy. Like you said, today you start seeing that energy, the buzz, the energy going on.
But here's the crazy part. We all know McGregor is a good MMA fighter.
Yes.
Lost to Nate Diaz, so he's not going to be great. He's good. Mayweather's the best boxer of our era. Maybe the best of all time. So a guy with 0-0. Mikey.
I cannot expect Conor to dominate or even beat Floyd. I mean, everybody who steps in the ring has that chance. You never know. One punch could happen. I do think Conor will have some success in the fight. I think Floyd wins 12 rounds, but allows Conor to have some success. And by that I mean, maybe keep Floyd on the ropes for a few seconds and throw his combinations. And Floyd, you got to remember, he's also 2 years older now. He's 40. If I saw some signs of aging when he fought Maidana, now fast forward 2.5 years later, that tells you that there might be something there. 3 years after that fight, there might be something there. But I still don't think Conor has enough to beat Floyd. But it will be entertaining. I think it'll be actually a better fight than people expect.
Your brother's here. You're here.
Where is he? I haven't even seen him. He got in last night.
Yesterday.
He got in last night, right? Yeah, but
he has a meeting today. He's doing TV.
He's doing TV. He's working for someone.
What's it like for you to walk around and have all these celebrities?
Well, there's a mirror.
Oh, he is. It's cool for you to meet all these people that you never met before.
Yeah, that's cool. You see, like, if I don't come here, I don't get to meet them. But I'm here. We're doing the media. I mean, it's always good, to get to see people, especially like right now, Ice Cube. I'm a fan. I watch all his movies. We listen to music. So great artist, talented artist, huge star, and he happens to see my fight or know about me, at least know about me. Congratulates me. That's awesome, dude. It's just great.
What do you tell your fans about your next fight? Like, is there a fight? Is there a date?
We're working on a fight. We're trying to get something on November, December. We don't have anything yet, but that's the time frame that I want. I really wanted to get something for the end of the year and finish the year strong. I think it'll be good for me to get another big fight. Now we'll see who's available. Weight-wise, 135, 140. Shit, I told you, possibly 147, and it might go that way too.
If it's 147, is it Danny Garcia?
Well, if he's still looking for an opponent, I think that, he's looking for a date to get back, and I'm looking for a date. It might happen like with Adrian Broner. He was looking for a date, I was looking for a date, and we ended up, getting in the ring together. So maybe we get Danny before the end of the year. I think that would be a great matchup.
He told me he wants it. You want it.
Why not? I mean, sometimes they rather hold off a little bit to build it up bigger. Sometimes you want a little more time to build it up and get the fans really excited for it. But I mean, I know he's ready for a fight. I mean, he's ready to fight anybody. I'm also ready. So if it's not this year, maybe early next year we can do it.
Now you have big honors. You're going to be on the cover of Ring Magazine. What does that mean to Mikey Garcia to be on the cover?
It's pretty cool stuff.
Have you ever been in it? You've been in the magazine.
I've been in the magazine, and they actually had a nice big few pages inside. And I mean, I've been there a few times, but never in the cover. That's great. Someone's doing getting that recognition, getting that recognition and putting some work behind it and trying to put me out there a little more. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, thanks. Anything else to add, Mikey?
Just excited, and with all this Mayweather-McGregor thing, I'm going to Hawaii next month. We're doing
You're sparring an MMA fighter,
Max Holloway, and we're going to be doing some exhibition out there. So stay tuned for that one too.
You know, his team told me it's going to be real sparring. Is that?
Oh yeah, it's sparring.
He's going to try to like.
It's going to be like an exhibition match. I don't want to call it sparring because sometimes sparring is just a little lighter work, but it's supposed to be an exhibition. So it's going to be some. You're going to see some blows. Maybe you should come out there and record that too.
Like you knocked out the turtle.
Nah, but it'll be fun. I'm down for that. And maybe after that, I go in the cage with him too. Fuck it. He's coming in the boxing ring, I'll go in the cage. It's all for fun. Why not? If we can, do something like that for the fans, I'm up for all that.
By the way, Mikey, they're saying the big story today, we'll find out in about an hour. McGregor's struggling to make weight. If that's true, and even
what weight is it at?
154.
154.
If he does make weight, but he did struggle, are his legs gone? Does that mean that during the fight he won't be able to land hard?
It might be a possibility that he drains himself to make the weight, and he probably if that happens where he struggles that much. Everybody struggles a little bit sometimes, but if he really struggles, then you can possibly see or get a feel that Conor went 12 rounds today and then has to go another 12 rounds tomorrow, and you don't see it. You don't see his legs, you don't see his punches. It could be possibly something similar to when I think Chavez fought Canelo. So I think that's pretty much what happened there. So that would really suck if that went down like that, because it would really let all the people down. But I mean, that's why boxing is not as easy as people expect. You just never know. They agreed on a weight class, and I mean, you should be able to do it. We're gonna have to wait and see. I guess we'll have a good idea later today at the weigh-in how he physically looks. If you see him really, really drained, tired, maybe, or then you can tell those are signs of him struggling. But if he's cheerful and still talking and being loud, are they doing the weigh-in officially at the actual weigh-in, or are they doing like UFC early in the morning and then just doing the show? Do you know?
They're doing the actual time.
The actual time.
They told
like boxing, like it is. Not like the UFC.
Yeah,
okay,
boxing.
So we'll get to see real time.
He's not used to being weighed in at 3 in the
Exactly,
afternoon.
that's what I'm saying. He's used to weighing in, from what I hear, they weigh in the morning.
They do weigh in at 10 a.m.
Like 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
For the fans.
And then they do that for the fans. So if he's really doing it like boxing, then we're gonna get to see Conor for reals, how he really is. If you see him irritated and angry and I want to talk and tired, and then you know he was struggling.
Mikey, actually, during the week, it seemed like there were signs that maybe he was struggling. He skipped the fighter meetings with Showtime. He didn't want to go to that, and he looked like he was a little grumpy. Are those things that you can pick up on?
Those are signs that he might be. Those could be signs. I don't know if they are, because I haven't seen them. But those typically, those are signs that a guy's having a lot of trouble making weight. He's irritated, frustrated. He doesn't want to talk to nobody. He doesn't want to waste time. All he wants to do is rest, because he knows he's got to hit the gym or he's got to cut weight that much. So those are typically signs. So we'll get to see that.
Did you get a chance to see any of his media day workout or any
a little
of
bit?
that
Just clips on Instagram.
Can you
arms,
the rubber arms? Just watching, just seeing some of that footage. Can you tell the difference between his skill and an actual professional boxer? Like, are there things that you can see that he does wrong?
You could see some things in his ring, general shit when he's walking around, when he's boxing, shadow boxing, when he's hitting the bag. You can tell he's not a world-class boxer. He's not a world-class boxer. Now, some of the things that he was doing, I think he was just doing for show, just to entertain the media. Now, people take that and start criticizing, oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Not necessarily that he's not going to give anything to the fans, like, oh, you think he's really going to give the media and the fans what his game plan is? Right. No, it's not like that. But we can still see technique, proper technique, when a guy is actually doing it for the media. We all do that. We all do media. We're not really working out, but we're doing, you can still see the proper technique. I just think he was entertaining everybody. I think he was doing it purposely, doing the rubber arms just to relax and loosen up. And people think that that's what he's going to do in the ring. He's not going to do that. When he's sitting the bag, just touching it, he's just entertaining the media. But you do see that his technique is not is not 100%, you know, where a world-class boxer is. I just don't see it, and we're gonna find out, you know, tomorrow night, you know, what everybody already knows.
Yeah. You know, I talked to a couple other boxers, and the one thing they pointed out is kind of the way that he, you know, turns over on his punches and stuff like that. How difficult is that for a fighter to learn and perfect the way to throw a punch?
I mean, he obviously knows some boxing. He uses it in his striking game in the cage, but it's not gonna be as good and as great and as perfect as a professional boxer, much less than Floyd, you know. It would take him, you know, a whole other career to perfect it like that. It could take him another, you know, 2-3 years before he could actually get it to where it could be decent enough to compete. I actually think because he's so different and awkward and different angles and stuff, that actually might complicate things for Floyd just a little bit early on, until Floyd makes the adjustments and then dominates. But even us, when we get a guy in sparring, a guy who's green, doesn't really know much, comes in with a lot of, you know, excitement and throwing punches and combinations from different angles, that makes us look a little bad sometimes. It makes you, you know, they're weird, they're awkward, so you got to be careful, and it doesn't let you work as efficient as you normally do, because you're not expecting certain things. They're getting punched from different angles. So I think that's actually Conor's somewhat of a key. He could use that to his advantage a little bit. But I still feel Floyd's going to take advantage of that in a few rounds, make the adjustments, and take advantage and win the fight.
When you do see him, you know, whether it's in an MMA fight or just in the media workout, can you visualize, like, do you see him as, you know, a difficult problem for, like let's say if you were fighting him, are there things that you can see where you'd be like, yeah, I'd take advantage of that?
If I was Floyd and I'm fighting Conor, I think I would allow Conor maybe the first round or two, so I could get a good feel for him, feel for his power, feel for his skills, see, you know, patterns that he's doing, you know, how he switches from left to right, when he does that, what combinations he's more likely to throw at in every stance. So I give him the first couple rounds, maybe 2 rounds, then I start making the adjustments, picking it up. Now, throughout the fight, Conor will still have some success. Like I said, if Floyd's on the ropes, doing the shoulder roll and blocking, that just creates a sense that Conor's having success. He may not be landing much, but it creates a sense that the perception that he's having success. He's throwing punches, he's got Floyd in the ropes, he's got him in the ropes, that kind of thing. But Floyd will still be in control and still be able to keep winning the rounds. But you just gotta be very careful, because you never wanna get hit by one of those wild punches. Conor's power probably is decent, but I don't think it's out of this world. I mean, I don't think it's something that's crazy out of this world where, I mean, if Floyd fought some great punchers and heavy-handed guys and they couldn't do anything, they might have landed some good shots, but still couldn't hurt him enough to put him out. I don't think Conor has that power either.
Yeah. You know, Floyd was the one that actually asked for the 8-ounce gloves. Is there a different, when you have those smaller gloves on, is that an advantage? Are you able to, you know, fit your hands into the cracks and crevices?
It's an advantage maybe for the power puncher. I always fight with 8-ounce gloves because that's just a weight regulation. Here in Nevada, I think 147 and up is 10-ounce mandatory. I haven't fought at 147, so I have to use 8 ounces. But even in the style of gloves, there's certain styles that are a little more padded in the front or have different type of padding. Even though they're 8 ounces, they have different type of padding. And we like to use a different style because we believe it's a power puncher's glove. Other fighters like to use a more padded glove because they might hurt their hands and they don't want to hurt their hands throughout the fight. So there's different styles. Floyd asked for the 8 ounce because maybe he feels that that's his advantage, where he could actually do some more damage against Conor. So I think that's why Floyd did it. He's probably planning on hurting Conor, you know, in the later stage of the fight. You know, really letting him know what it really is to get in the boxing ring against himself.
So we talked about what Floyd should do when he gets in there with Conor. Is there anything that Conor should do when he gets in with Floyd? Should he try and actually become a boxer? Should he try and fight Floyd with his MMA style? I think Conor
needs to put a lot of pressure, throw a lot of punches from different angles, make it awkward, make it rough up Floyd. You know, push him around. Just even when you're up close, tie him up, pull on his arms, pull on the shoulder, use elbows in there just to make it rough. I mean, not elbows to the face and shit, but just elbows on the body. If Floyd kind of bends down, fucking push him down with an elbow on the back, just hurt him. Make his body ache and pain for the first 5 or 6, 7 rounds. You know, and if he's in great shape, like he should be, then, you know, you start getting that combinations in there. And Floyd, being that he's older, he might slow down. He might start getting really tired and sore, and shit, that's what I would do. I mean, use what you got.
You know, you mentioned him being in good shape, and I know that's one of the knocks on him is that, you know, in some of his MMA fights, it looks like his stamina, his endurance might be in question. Can you kind of describe how difficult it is to go like a full 12 rounds when you got a guy on you, you know, hitting you with body shots and just keeping pressure on you?
I've never been in a 12-round fight like that, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. The 2 times that I've been in 12 rounds, one against Broner and one against Burgos, and it was easy for me because I was in great shape, and the fight itself wasn't rough like that. Yeah, it was easy for me. I was not tired. I was fine. I was punching. I was comfortable. Now, if you get into one of those fights where it's a tough, rugged, rough fights like that, then you do feel the endurance, you know, wear down, and unless you have to be in great shape for that. Because if you're not, shit, 6 rounds of that kind of work and you're done. You know, you're gonna be beat up, tired, and how do you handle the next 6? Yeah. So if I was Conor, that's what I would have prepared myself to do. Make it an ugly, rough, tough fight for 12 rounds, and that's what he should have done. If I was him, that's what I would have done.
One last question for me. Yesterday, Paulie Malignaggi put up some pictures. We actually got some video of him going to Floyd's gym, and you know, they kind of made it a scene as though, you know, they had talked about some strategy and whatnot. If you were in Floyd's position and you had a guy who came over from the other camp and maybe knew something, would you want to know that information, or would getting that information, you know, kind of hamper you in some sense?
I think that they just do that just to, you know, tease the media and the crowd and the fans, but I think actually makes them look kind of bad, you know, if they are doing it just to tease, but for them to kind of play it out like, oh, we sent, you know, Paulie out there and now he's giving me the scoop on what Conor's doing, that makes them look bad, because that makes them like, you got a spy over there like a rat over there, you know, which I don't even believe that's what happened. I don't think that's what happened. I really don't think Paulie went out there with that intention to come back and tell Floyd what they're working on. People don't do that, you know. I don't think that's what happened, but if Paulie saw something and feels that he needs to share that with Floyd, I mean, I don't think Floyd needs that. I think Floyd has seen it all in the ring, and you got nothing to worry about when you got fighting against Conor, you know, McGregor on Fight Night, because Floyd is the best at boxing. You're stepping in a boxing ring, you know. I think he'll make the right adjustments after 2 rounds and then take over, but it'll go 12 rounds. And like I said, Conor will still have some success, but Floyd wins.
If there was a scenario like that, just, you know, because boxing is all about the art of war, you know, and any advantage you can get, you want to capitalize on. Let's say you were, you know, presented with an opportunity to get some information from the other side. Do you think that's something you would want to have, or does that complicate things? Just, you know, just knowing, oh, he might do this.
I've never been put in a position like that. I've never been in a situation like that. But when we train, at least for me, I can't speak for other fighters or how they feel, but for me and my team, we work on what we believe is gonna help us on Fight Night. I work on all the different angles, different aspects, different game plans, plan A, B, C, whatever. And I ain't got nothing to worry about. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what he's, you know, planning on doing or how he's training. Sometimes we'll get messages from people, hey, you know, this guy is probably got hired this guy for strength or conditioning, or this guy's got this sparring partner. You know, fuck, he can come spar me if he wants to. He can come spar me and he'll get the right sparring, you know. I don't care. I know what I got to do. I'm preparing myself for what I got to do. I don't care what he's worried about. I ain't worried about that. I don't know what other fighter might feel, but that's how I feel.
A technical question. What's more tiring for a fighter? When you swing with all your might and you miss, or when you swing with all your might and you land? What makes you more exhausted?
Every time you miss. When you swing really hard and you're missing, that tires you out faster. Mentally also tires you because you just can't land. And that's kind of what Floyd, I think, is going to do. He's going to make him miss, make him, you know, feel that shit, you know, I can't touch him. I mean, I do that sometimes in sparring, where I'm just walking them down, but just not letting them hit me. I'm blocking, and I'm not even throwing punches, but just walking them down. And you know, in a round or two, they're tired because they just can't get me off of them. And and they can't push me back, and they can't do that. So I do that, and I mean, I did a little bit with Adrian. You know, I dropped my hands in front for a few seconds, 20, 30 seconds, made him miss, and he was walking back. You know, that just put something in their mind that shit, you know, I can't touch this guy. So it's mental tiredness too, and also physically.
So McGregor, I think will start. He's gonna try haymakers from the get-go. His plan is to, but when he misses and misses, halfway through the round, he maybe gas out, get caught, and that's it. 1 round, 2 rounds.
He's not gonna gas out right away, but he will stop throwing, especially after Floyd starts countering him. He's gonna stop throwing so many punches, and I think that's a mistake because he should continue, even if he's getting hit. I don't think Floyd will try to knock him out. So just keep throwing punches, man. Make it rough. You know, get close. You know, even if he loses the first 4 rounds or 5 rounds, but he's putting pressure on Floyd and roughing him up. That's an advantage to him. That's already having success.
Mikey, do you feel like Floyd has to kind of uphold the name of boxing by, you know, kind of putting a beat down on Conor?
Not necessarily. I think he will just have a good night because he's the best boxer. But I don't think. I mean, if he had a few rounds of where he might have got hurt, or maybe he loses a few rounds by margin where Conor really is on top of him and really dominating, that doesn't necessarily hurt the sport of boxing. I think that could actually help because now we'll definitely have more MMA guys trying to jump in the boxing ring, and I'll welcome them. I'll invite them over. I mean,
do you have experience sparring with MMA guys?
I haven't yet. Aldo's at the gym, and I was supposed to go out there, but I got here and I haven't had the chance. But I mean, they do have, like I said, boxing skills, but I just don't see it being at the level of a top world championship boxer.
And when you talk about Conor's best chance being to make this fight rough and to pressure Mayweather, what's the difference between saying you're going to do that and actually being able to do it?
Well, he's gonna have to try. I mean, look, I'm sure Adrian Broner had a game plan. He was gonna try, and he said he was gonna do all this, but I just didn't allow him. Floyd may not even allow Conor to have any success if he's on his A game and he wants to do it like that. But I think Floyd is not gonna do that. I think Floyd is gonna almost allow Conor just to make him believe that he's, getting some shots in and make him believe, and then he's gonna start taking control and just show him, this is what it's really like to get in the ring with me.
Okay, so I know what Mayweather looks like to me, but I'm not a professional boxer. So from the standpoint of a person that really knows the craft, what are the things that he does that no one else can do to make him so successful?
Well, you know what? Floyd is just so smart, and he's done it so many times. I don't think he's got anything to worry about other than, like I said, maybe a few early round or two where Conor is maybe throwing combinations from different angles, but he'll pick up on that and he'll be able to turn it around. Conor, I think he needs to use that to his advantage and keep switching angles and, side step to the side and just make it awkward. Try to make it as awkward as possible if he plans on having any success on the night.
But for a professional boxer, you guys are, as you said, you guys are really smart in this game. Like, how far can awkwardness alone really get you?
Well, it can make things difficult and awkward and complicated for some time, but eventually you kind of learn it and start picking up on the habits and things, and you make the adjustments. But like I said, sometimes we even get sparring partners that really aren't as well-rounded or as good a fighter, and what happens is that they're awkward. They come in very strong with combinations and they're trying to knock your head out. So you kind of have to be a little careful, and they don't allow you sometimes to work as comfortable, and they don't let you look as good either. But you still win. You still put it out there, and you still make those adjustments, and you still beat them up. But they still give you that a round or two of awkwardness enough to make you look bad sometimes. But as a boxer, I mean, you perfected your skill and your game for so many years that you know what to do, and you've been in it with so many guys, not just in a fight, but in sparring. So I'm sure Floyd will have no problem.
Mikey, do you feel like boxing in some ways is being disrespected with, I'll give you an example. Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas, those were like 42-1 odds, right? Buster Douglas is an actual boxer. Like, he actually knew what he was doing inside the ring, and they were 42-1 odds. Conor McGregor has never boxed inside the ring, and the odds are actually close. Does that kind of make you feel like people don't appreciate how difficult the sport is?
I never thought of anything like that, but not necessarily don't think it's disrespectful. I just think people, it just tells you so many people who actually believe in Conor. All these, you know, MMA fans are here trying to, you know, support their fighter, and they're putting money down on him. And I mean, I think that's what that is. I don't know how the odds really work. I don't really do a lot of gambling or ever do it, so I don't know how they do the odds, but I think that's probably what it is.
But isn't that kind of crazy though? Like in boxing, if a boxer gets one loss, they're like, oh, he needs to retire. Yeah. And in MMA, I mean, we just saw Conor get choked out like 2 or 3 fights ago.
That's something that becomes the, you know, quite common now in boxing, that a fighter loses and people counting him out right away. He's done. And it's not like that. But with all the media and social media and all this, you know, the fans really, a lot of them don't really follow boxing as much, or don't really see a fighter's skills, and whenever one of them loses, they think, oh, that he's done. Adrian Broner, I think, was in great shape. He came to fight. He tried to win. He tried to fight. I was just a better boxer, better game plan, and didn't allow him. Had anybody else stepped in the ring that night with Adrian Broner, Broner would have won.
Yeah.
Broner would have won. But I didn't allow that. Now, if the UFC, the fans, they just want to see, you know, great fights, and even though their fighter might lose, they don't count him out because they know the next one, you know, he could easily win, and it happens all the time. That's why the belts change so often in the UFC. I don't even know what the longest reign of a champion in the UFC is. I think it's like 4 or 5 defenses or something. I forget.
If that, right?
Because they change so often. Because anything could happen. They're one punch or one kick, and that's it. It's over. And then next fight he comes back and he does the same thing. And so things happen, and the fans in the UFC just accept that. In boxing, the fans are so caught up in this undefeated record or win streak, and no one loses, and oh, he lost, that's it, he's done. It's not like that. Man, you go back in time, and all the greats have losses. All the greats have losses. So I just don't see that as being a big of a factor for a boxer's career.
When McGregor said somebody's old, gotta go.
Shit, man, he needs to shut the fuck up. Honestly, man. Honestly, I mean, he's talking, he's selling the fight, but honestly, it's just getting a little fucking, you know, boring now. It's getting out of hand. He really believes himself so much. I mean, he's the biggest star in the UFC, and that's what got him the fight with the biggest boxer, you know, Floyd Mayweather. But as far as skills, I mean, he's what, 155 or 154 for this fight?
Yeah.
Anybody from fucking probably 140, 47, 54, 60 will fuck him up, you know, at the high level. You got guys, you probably got, I'm pretty sure I'll bet national amateur champions in 154, 152 weight range, 160 will kick his ass. They will. He's selling the fight, and all these people believe it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got him the fight, and congratulations, motherfucker, because you got the fucking fight, man. You hit the lotto. Honestly, fuck, congratulations.
But you may never be the same afterwards, Mike.
I don't do the talking. I'm not trying to get a fight by talking. No, I prove myself in the ring, fight by fight, and that's it. And that's what most fighters do. Some fighters do land those big fights by opening their mouth and talking and being flashy. And congratulations. And if you got the skills to back it up, even more power to you. But Conor, come on, someone's gotta go. Shut the fuck up. Shit.
Yo, you know, I was actually talking to Paulie about this, and you know, obviously he's got some sparring in with him and everything. But Paulie says there's certain things when you see him talking trash like that, or even like on the press tour when you know he was trying to talk trash to Floyd. Floyd wasn't really giving him anything back, so he'd go after the security guards, he'd go after other people. When I was talking to Paulie, he told me like those are signs of a bitch, basically. Like he's got some bitch in them. Can you see things like that in another fighter? Sometimes
you can pick stuff up in sparring. I've been able to pick some stuff up with some fighters, and you can tell this guy don't have the heart, or he don't like, you know, he'll probably crumble under pressure or some adversity and stuff. So you can pick up some stuff. I don't know if Paulie actually seen something like that, or maybe he's just saying that, or maybe he felt something, you know, hey, I had to take it a little easy because his fucker, I could tell he wasn't gonna be able to take it.
Yeah.
So you could see stuff like that.
Yeah, he told that. That's what Paulie said. Is actually during the sparring, you know, once rounds 4 and rounds 5 went by, and you know he wasn't able to have the success. he kind of saw him not quitting, but just like I said, he saw some bitch in him. And actually Floyd, throughout the promotion of this, he's been saying that a lot. You can give it, but can you take it? Can you take it? So
you can give it, but see, in sparring, I don't know who he was sparring. I don't know who was sparring, but from what I seen with Paulie, honestly, now, I mean, he probably wasn't even training. He probably just went in there and just,
he was chubby.
Just got in the ring just to get in the ring with them. And they take it like, oh my God, he put hands on Paulie. Come on, dude. I don't care how much you know boxing, but if you ain't in shape, fuck, anybody could fucking put hands on you if you get a little tired. And Paulie's, not to disrespect the guy, but he's already way past his prime. He's already retired. He knew this, so he went in there almost to help him. I mean, when I was sparring Maidana, there was days when the camera was there, I honestly would allow him to work a little more. I would, because you want to make sure that they get a good, sense of wow, Maidana's on his A game. But there was days where there's no cameras, and I wanted to really help him get work. I wanted to help him fucking get in shape. So I had to step up my game to make sure that he gets in shape. Because if I just fucking stay in there and then play it off, he's not gonna get in shape. So there's days where I was fucking pushing him to make sure he got work. You saw it.
You were a 135-pounder, sparring 180-pounder, and you still cracked his rib.
Because I want to make sure that he gets in shape. With Paulie that day, he might have actually been taking it easy. Just fucking let him, fucking look good. I don't know, but I think that's something that could have happened.
Is that a tip-off to you at where Conor's skill level is, though? That Paulie could basically come off the street? I mean, Paulie told me the last time he got any work in was back in March, and he was able to come up off the street and go a full 12 rounds with him. I mean, that doesn't seem normal to me. That I'll give you an example. I don't think Paulie could come up off the street and go 12 rounds with Errol Spence 3 weeks away from the fight.
No way, he can't. And that's why I don't take what I seen on the video or the sparring. That sparring is, Paulie is not an active fighter. He's way out of shape, and I don't know if he was actually even training at all. I think he just stepped in the ring. Even myself, if I just step in the ring right now with someone, I'm not gonna be able to perform that well because I'm out of shape. I'm not training.
You don't look out of shape.
Well, I mean, I haven't been training, so I won't be as great of shape. But that's why I don't take things serious. I mean, it's just a sparring session. And like I said, Paulie might have actually been taking it easy.
Yeah.
Giving his confidence up.
Did they break boxing's code of ethics by putting out sparring footage like that?
They gotta sell the fight more. They gotta sell it, so it might have been with that intention.
Yeah. That's all I got, man. Appreciate you, Mikey.
All right, there you have it, Mikey Garcia.